Hi, I'm Waynesburg University Sports Information Director Bobby Fox, joined by Waynesburg University head track and field coach Michelle Cross. And coach, once again, the women has been picked as the preseason #1 in the PAC for the upcoming indoor track and field season. Obviously, last year a big success both indoor and outdoor. Lost some key pieces from last year. I know there are some freshmen who have come in looking to fill those spots, but let's kind of step back. Second straight year, you were picked preseason #1. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, during the indoor season for last year, it ended up being an incredibly close meet. The indoor season was definitely more exciting than outdoor in terms of the competition. And I know that when we were prepping for that meet last year and talking to the girls, I was like, I like this better. I like it when it's close. I like a good, healthy competition. And so I think that is what this year is shaping up to be as well. I think it is going to be a very, very close match. And a lot of the pieces, like you've said, at least on our team, have kind of shifted and moved around. It's become a much younger team than it ever has been in the past. Well, not ever has been, but has been for a while. We were full of a lot of senior leadership the past couple of years, and this team is definitely very young. So it will be interesting to see how they handle that and how they handle the pressure, but I'm excited to see how that will play out.
This track and field program has really become known over the past few years for a couple of things. Obviously, strength in the distance events. You yourself, your background is very heavy in the distance events. But also the success of the Waynesburg cross-country team tying into that as well. And then also the efforts in the throwing events, particularly of Addie Knetzer, a 4-year PAC field MVP. She has graduated, but the cupboard is not bare in terms of the throwers. How important would someone like Jordan Simpson be this year as she kind of maybe takes over that mantle as your top thrower?
Yeah, and she's really motivated. She actually stepped away. She was a dual sport athlete for us for a while, playing volleyball, and she actually stepped away from volleyball this year specifically so that she could work more in the weight room. And she's definitely put on some strength. Like, she is stronger than she was at this point last year. So I'm excited to see what that leads into, but you can tell she's definitely very motivated. Had a lot of things click for her last year that have just continued to accelerate that success, so I'm excited to see what she can do.
And let's reference the distance runners. There were some excellent distance runners who graduated. The two names that really pop into my mind are Eleanor Locke and Julie Gerber. Waynesburg did win a third. And Angie Marchetti. Yeah. My apologies for that. But a very good cross-country season with some younger runners.
Yes.
How are your thoughts on how Waynesburg will be in the distance events this year?
That is going to be, I can't remember the statistic that they said at PAX, but I think it was like 4 of the top 7 runners at the cross-country PAX were freshmen. And that wasn't just from our group. I mean, we had a very, obviously Chatham's, Pennington, and then Geneva had a freshman in there as well. So it is just a very young talent pool right now for the conference in general in terms of distance. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Where those women go in terms of what they're more successful at, where our women go. We tend to have had some more, Ellie's a good example of this, more versatile distance runners in that, yes, Ellie was a distance runner for us, but when she came in for track, we would sometimes randomly throw her in the triple jump, and she could score for us in the triple if we needed her to. It wasn't something that she practiced very often, but she was just very versatile in terms of what she could do. And we tend to recruit athletes who are more like that, and we're seeing that again out of our freshman class, and that a lot of the girls that are on our cross-country team might end up doing more jumping or sprinting oriented things. We're kind of playing around with that a lot of your freshman years, just getting to know people and what their talents, where their talent level lies. So it is a lot like the class that just graduated. Some really, really talented people, some people who are very talented in terms of like their diversity. They can do a lot of different types of things, but they're young and, you know, that this is their first year with understanding the historicness of what we have done. And so it's always interesting to see how freshmen take to that philosophy. So.
Now, not a freshman, but a young athlete who made a good first impression last year, Amber Yock. How key is she going to be in not only doing what she already did in the jumps, but improving that as, again, you're looking to make up for some senior points that have graduated?
Right. And a lot of times, Amber actually, and we are obviously trying to change this, specifically because I do think our assistant coach, Coach Lubitsch, is very, very good with technique. And so the more athletes that I can give him of high caliber, the better. But she was key in a lot of our battles, but especially in indoor, because she was taking points directly away from. That was one of the crossover events where we would have people who were doing well in both. It tended a lot of, not so much with West Mid, but with Geneva, it tends to be like they kind of take over the sprint side of things, and then we sort of handle the distance side of things. So I think it'll just be interesting to see how that shakes out this year. I don't know exactly how it will, but it'll take a little while to figure that out. But
now, unfortunately, you're losing a couple of athletes a little early just because they're graduating early, because of their success academically. Liz Trump, who of course stand out in the distance, and when you go outdoors, get into the steeplechase and things like that, but focusing on indoor, obviously helping the distance events. And Cassidy Geyser, who over her time with the track program, I feel like she was really overshadowed a lot, but she was a very important member of the team. Yeah,
she was. Again, for the same reason that Amber was important, in the sense that she was in one of those crossover types of events where we were actually going head to head with the people that we were rivaling in that race. So she had the opportunity, as did Amber, to still direct points. So there's a special kind of pressure to that situation, knowing like, okay, yeah, I can lose to someone, but if I'm losing to the person that we're really trying to beat, that's just a huge form of pressure. And Cassidy, in particular, handled that very well and was a very, very motivating force on our team. She was very focused. She was always hardworking at practice, and she pulled girls along kind of into that mentality. So her leadership in particular, obviously her talent as an athlete, but her leadership I'm really going to miss. And Liz is the exact same way. Obviously I'm going to miss the fact that we are losing our championship, like our pack champion in the steeplechase. But at the same time, it's more, I think I will probably miss her leadership more than I will anything else, so.
Now, in the preseason poll, Waynesburg picked up all but one of the first place votes, the other one going to Westminster. But you don't see the conference as being, it's not going to be a cakewalk for you or for Westminster or for anybody this year.
No, I think it's, and I told them that when they said, I think anything, there is a lot of, if it follows what happened in cross country, there was a lot of talent that was coming in cross country that was like new, and so that changed everything about the conference and how it played out. And thankfully, our girls reacted within the race. Because they were losing at the 2 mile mark to Grove City, in the cross country mark, and they made those points up over the last mile and a half of that race. So if it follows that, we know that that's going to affect the distance side of things. But it can, if that falls into some of the other events where, some new freshman talent comes in and changes things up, it'll just be interesting to see how that all plays out. I'm probably giving away too much. But I honestly legitimately love that. I think it is so much more exciting and so much more meaningful to people when they win something that is close. as opposed to when they win something that is not close.
Mhm.
So I like it when it is close.
Gotcha. Season will get rolling in January.
Mhm.
Any final thoughts on the upcoming year or anything else people should know about the program?
I mean, this class that is coming in is just really interesting because it reminds me a lot of the class that kind of changed it for us, was the one that just graduated.
Okay.
So I'm really excited to see where they go, what they do. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. So.
Well, Coach, thank you very much for
Thank
the
you.
time, and best of luck on the season.
Thank you.
You can follow the Waynesburg University track and field team at waynesburgsports.com, and of course follow along with President's Athletic Conference indoor and outdoor track and field at pacathletics.org.